everybody, I am just about ready to go. Hey guys! I wish there was a better place to put my camera. Someday I'll have a proper camera and it'll be excellent. For now, it's still just my phone. I'm getting a few other things set up and then we'll be good to go. There we go. Okay. Perfect. All right. So, today I am making some vegetarian quesadillas. They are mini because I bought the wrong size tortillas for them, but I'm going to do basically the same thing. So, the first thing we have to do is make the filling for our quesadillas, which is going to be made primarily out of black beans, canned corn, and some diced bell pepper. Um, So, I have got a cast iron skillet over here on the stove that you can't see yet. But the first thing I'm going to do is get the onion and the bell pepper chopped up. An important thing that I want to note is I have a very baby bell pepper right here. And I grew this in my garden myself, and it is one of two bell peppers I have gotten to eat off of my bell pepper plant, and I'm very excited about it. So first we need to chop some stuff up. Also, welcome to whoever just hopped into the stream. I'm happy to have you here. Let me angle the camera down so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. So I'll probably use about half of this onion. Onion is an important flavor to be in things, but I don't like it when something is overly oniony. So, as usual, we're gonna cut the front off, leave the back intact, and then cut it in half. And then I'm gonna put half of it in a bag that can stay in the fridge until I want it. I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil in my cast iron and get that starting to heat up. I'm gonna keep it on medium-low. Alright. And as per usual, let's pull some more of that off actually. The only thing about red onions is that sometimes the outer layer, even after you pull off the actual papery layer, it can still be really papery, and I don't like to eat that. It's not a good texture. Alright. There we go. So as usual, do these slices without cutting all the way through, and then the long slices. I need to sharpen this knife. hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I have a little bit of leftovers from it. I was just cooking for me, which I streamed. And that video is still up if anybody cares. Anyway, I have a little bit of leftovers left. I gave a bunch away to one of my friends who didn't have anywhere to be for Thanksgiving. But like, I basically only have one full meal's left of leftovers with some protein and stuff, and I didn't really want to have that tonight because I also had some Thanksgiving food for lunch. And I thought, you know, I've been eating a lot of really heavy food lately. I ought to do something vegetarian. There we go. Ooh. This piece is still a little bit big. There we go. So let's see what my tiny little baby bell pepper looks like on the inside. Hi! Welcome to the stream. Today we're making quesadillas. I grew this bell pepper in my own garden, which is why it's so small, but it's just so cute. Let's see what it looks like on the inside. Looks like a bell pepper. Yeah, cool. How are you doing today, Grievous? Oh, you left already. Where did I put it? Oh well. Ooh, it's so thin. There is not a lot to this bell pepper. At least it still tastes like a bell pepper. I read somewhere that the more colorful your food is, like naturally, the better, like the healthier your diet is. Which kind of makes sense. I just really like bell pepper. And now I've got like 2 other bell peppers left, and I can do something else with them. One of my friends wants me to do a breakfast stream because we live on opposite like time zones. And if I did a breakfast stream, because of the way that they live on the night shift, if I did a breakfast stream, it would happen at the same time they were having like mean, that's why I said naturally bright. Like, I mean, I guess key lime. Actually, I've read. I haven't made key lime pie myself because I'm only a transplant to the South. But I have read that if you're making a real traditional key lime pie, it shouldn't be bright green. Alright. I am adding a can of diced green chilies to the pan with the onion and the bell pepper. Anyway, I might do a breakfast stream sometime. I just have to decide what I want to make. Because, like, I'm a great cook here on stream, but usually when I just wake up in the morning, I make, like, breakfast ramen or cereal. Alright. Let me change the camera angle on this. There we go. Now you can see both things. So here's what we've got going so far. I'm gonna get some garlic ready to go for this, and then throw that in. Well, what should I make for breakfast? The only thing that I've been craving lately is like biscuits and gravy. But that's one of those things that like it's a little bit sad to make for just one person. Maybe I could do omelets or something since I have all these bell peppers. Because, like, I definitely could do biscuits and gravy. Like, I am craving it, and I can't make that while my husband's home because of his dietary restrictions. So if I'm gonna make it, I gotta do it in the next, like, month and a half. The trouble is I'll have to do it the way that I would want to, I would have to wake up early enough to, like, make proper biscuits rather than biscuits from a can. Alright, there's all my garlic. Okay, garlic crusher. I use a garlic crusher because as much as I love garlic, dicing garlic is a pain because it's so small. Like, I would generally advise against having a tool in your kitchen that only has one job, but like, with the garlic crusher, it's worth it. You just gotta kind of scrape some of the bits out once you crush them. Alright. Looking excellent. So usually when I'm making, white person Mexican food at home, I use a lot of cumin in it as kind of a flavor base. Unfortunately, I didn't realize until like an hour ago that I'm out of cumin. So I had to scour my pantry to see what else I could come up with. So I did find that apparently from my local spice store, I picked up a package of specifically, it's called a Southwest Spice Blend, that does have pretty much all of the flavors in it I would want. I just wish it didn't have cilantro in it because I have the bad cilantro gene. But, smells pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and dump all this in. And I'm gonna salt it. Cool. And I will add a little bit extra cayenne pepper. And some extra smoked paprika. It does smell really good, so I'm sure it'll taste good as well. All right. So I need to let this kind of hang out for a little bit. The next thing I need to add to this pan are my black beans. But since beans have a lot of liquid in the can, I need to drain that all out first, which I'll have to do at the sink. So enjoy looking at my counter for a minute. All right, black beans in the pan. I'm gonna open up this corn too and get it ready to go. Looking good. Usually when I make Mexican food, I'm making it vegetarian anyway. One of the kosher rules I didn't know about until I married my husband is that in one of the kosher rules is that you aren't supposed to mix meat and dairy. So that means that even though, like, for instance, you know, fettuccine alfredo would be kosher because it's just like, you know, a cream sauce and pasta. Chicken fettuccine alfredo would not be kosher because you would have chicken mixed up in that. Even though the chicken by itself would also be kosher as long as it wasn't like cooked in bacon or something. So when I'm making Mexican food, I have to think, okay, I'm gonna want to put, both of us are gonna want to have cheese and or sour cream on this. So I might as well just make it vegetarian. That way he gets to have, you know, the full effect of being able to have both cheese and sour cream with his food. Because what is Mexican food without sour cream? Oh yeah, I actually have some corn for this too. I'm just mixing this up for a little bit first. I usually just get yellow corn. I've gotten white corn as well before. But yeah, so when I make Mexican food, it's just easier to make it vegetarian. So I'll do it vegetarian a lot even when my husband's not home, because it's just good to, you know, get vegetarian food into your diet. Get more veggies in there. Swamp corn. All right. think the last time I made Mexican food, I just made nachos out of it. I'm gonna put some more spices in this. We're gonna add some chili powder. Even though I already put garlic in here, I'm gonna put some garlic powder in it. It's okay. I drained the liquid out of the can of corn at the same, like right after I drained the liquid out of the black beans. So I just didn't really talk about it. And some oregano. Excellent. This smells super good. And it looks like there's not a lot of liquid down at the bottom, which is what we want. Any leftover liquid from the corn or black beans is pretty much cooked off. So, what I'm gonna do is turn off the heat and move this to a different part of the stove. Alright, so we're gonna put this over here. I like my cast iron a lot as well. I'm not super, like there are some people who like use their cast iron religiously and take care of it like it's a family heirloom, which it definitely can be. I'm not that great with it, but I do like having it. Alright, let me rinse this off too. So since I'm making quesadillas, now I have to grate some cheese. Come on. All right. So whenever I'm doing anything with melted cheese, I will pretty much always grate it myself, because the cheese that you buy at the grocery store that's pre-grated will usually be tossed in some kind of like cornstarch mixture that makes it so that it doesn't stick together, but that also makes it so it doesn't melt quite as nicely as just grating it yourself does. So if you're making like a homemade mac and cheese, or you're trying to do an Alfredo sauce with Parmesan, or you're just doing something where you want really good melty cheese, it's just better to grate it yourself. As long as your cheese grater is sharp, it's not going to be that hard anyway. So I might end up wanting more cheese than this, but I will start with that for now. I can't believe I'm only 25 minutes into this. Anyway. So I'm gonna get a little bowl to put olive oil in. Then, all right, and now I've got my tortillas. These are soft taco size, and I meant to get just regular burrito sized, which is why we're having mini quesadillas. So we're gonna put this on medium low. And we're gonna get a brush like this so that we can dip it in the olive oil and then brush it all over one side of your tortilla. Just all over, edge to edge. See? And then we'll put that right there. And we'll put cheese all over the whole part of it. Just one layer. Hey, you missed the part where I made the filling, but welcome to the stream. I'm happy to have you. I will show you the filling. This is the filling. It is black beans, bell peppers, corn, and then like, you know, onions and stuff. A can of green chilies. So, cheese is on there. It's already getting a little bit melty. And then we're gonna take about a spoonful, or like slotted spoonful of the filling and put it all over half. Just like that. And then I'm gonna get a spatula and fold it over. And now we wait. The filling is gonna wanna come out, and that's okay. It's a quesadilla. It'll be fine. Pay no attention to this uplu tray. And then, to keep everything warm, I'm turning the oven on to its warm setting. I assume that not all ovens have a setting for just keeping things warm. So it's set to 170, so if you do this yourself, just as low as it can go, I guess. Alright, it's getting a little bit brown on the bottom. We're just gonna go ahead and flip it. Beautiful. While this side's toasting, I'll go ahead and get the next tortilla ready. And just brush it down with olive oil. And then it's pretty much just a production line until all of your filling tortillas or cheese is used up. With this recipe, I don't mind having leftover filling because, like, if you don't feel like making it into quesadillas, you can just wrap it up in a taco shell or burrito tortilla, and then you have a burrito. Or if you have tortilla chips, you can just make nachos out of it. Or if you're feeling real lazy and need a depression meal, you can just put it in a bowl and microwave it and eat it with a fork. It all works out. Okay, the bottom of that is probably crisped up. So we'll go ahead and get it onto my tray here. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna turn that down a little bit more. And then I'm gonna put this just straight in the oven to keep it warm. That way, by the time I actually get to eat all this, it'll still be good to go. Next one down. Add some cheese. I'm definitely gonna have to grate the rest of my cheese. Oh well. That's what I get for liking cheese so much. Is your name Aimstage? Aim? I'll call you Ain. Thanks for hanging out with me. If it's still you that's in here. Oh, nope, you left. That's fine. So I've been playing a lot of Pokemon. I was worried that I wouldn't like the newest generation because there's just so many complaints about it, but like as a casual Pokemon fan, it's still pretty fun. I just pretty much immediately got rid of my starter because I hate the designs for the starters this time around. But I've been learning a lot more about how competitive Pokemon works. Ouch. Partially because I like to watch false swipe gaming videos when I'm bored. And also because I have a lot of friends who I would describe as Pokemon masters. So, I have been working on putting together a team so here's the thing. I know this team is not going to be good competitively, but I am using, like, what I assume to be competitive techniques to put it together, in that I'm actually checking its IVs and all that kind of shit and all that. But it's also a little bit of a gimmick team, because here's the thing. I love fossil Pokemon. I love paleontology in general. I actually am thinking about going to school to study paleontology. So I'm making a fossil team, but the thing about Gen 8 is that the Gen 8 fossil Pokemon are horrible abominations because they are two halves of two different dinosaur creatures smashed together into one horrible abomination. So it'll be like, this animal can run at 70 miles an hour, but it can only breathe underwater. And it's just like, I would be less mad about it if they gave us the option to actually put it together the way the animal is supposed to be. But they don't give us that option. It's just these two kind of sloppy abominations. So I'm using Pokemon from all of the other generations to make this team. And I'm really happy with how it's coming out. The Pokemon that I'm the most excited about is going to be my Archeops. Which is funny because Archeops has one of the worst abilities in the game, which is called Defeatus. And what it does is when the Pokemon reaches half health or less, its attack stats, and I think a different stat, get like cut in half. Which sounds super shitty, right? It is super shitty. But I came up with a moveset for my Archeops that will completely get around its shitty stats. Its attacking move doesn't even use its attack stat. It's going to be using Endeavor to do all of its damage. And what Endeavor does is whatever, like, so it's going to be, it doesn't matter what its attack stat is, because what Endeavor does is when you attack with it and it hits, it will make the opponent's health the same as what your health is. So if my Archeops is at, for example, 1 HP, and it hits you with Endeavor, no matter what Pokemon you have, it's gonna, as long as it can be hit by normal moves, it will also be at 1 HP. He's gonna have he's gonna have Endure, so that he will be guaranteed to survive the hit. He's going to carry a Focus Sash in case he doesn't get Endeavor up on time. And he's going to have Tailwind. So my plan for my Archeops is the first turn that he's on the field, he's going to use Tailwind. And that will make him and everybody else faster. Everybody else on our side faster. And then, let's assume that he's going to get hit the turn after that. Or, no. He'll use Tailwind. And then, assuming that he's faster, or even if not, he can use Endure to make sure that he'll survive the next hit. And then, he can use Endeavor to get the opposing Pokemon down to 1 HP, and then he can use U-Turn to not only hit the Pokemon to get it, to kill it presumably, and then switch out for somebody else, he can use it to get out of harm's way if he's against a Pokemon who can't get hit by normal moves, like a Ghost type. And then I can switch in my Armaldo, who is gonna be my Ghost Killer. I guess my Tyrantrum could also be a Ghost Killer because I'm giving it Psychic Fang. But my Armaldo is gonna have, let's see, one of the actual, like, physical ghost type moves, like Shadow Claw or something. Yeah, Shadow Claw. He's gonna have Shadow Claw, he's gonna have Rapid Spin, he's gonna, I think he's my Spiker, I can't remember. But, like, I've got a plan here. I'm gonna be the new local rock type gym leader just because I love dinosaurs so much. One of my friends, who I would actively describe as a Pokemon master, keeps telling me I should trade out Archeops for one of the new Abomination dinosaurs, and I'm just like, no. My Failbird is gonna kick your ass. It's gonna happen. If anyone can tell me where to get a shirt that says Pokemon is autistic culture, please link me. I'm pretty sure I've read that the guy who invented Pokemon was autistic, and he based it on how much he loved collecting bugs. And then if you look at, like, the mechanics of Pokemon and how it just works, it's such an autistic game, and I mean that in the most loving way that you possibly can, because I am also probably autistic. And it's just like, the whole point is collecting creatures that you get to categorize and all have very specific roles. And for those of us with hyper empathy, like, it is encouraged for you to be emotionally attached to your team. And when you're dealing with other trainers, it is a sign of aggression to make eye contact. It's just, it's so autistic. I love it. I love Pokemon. if I could move to any fictional universe, I would move to the Pokemon universe. Alternate reality me is currently living on the Alolan Islands, running a uh, old friend senior Pokemon sanctuary. Where I also work to help rehabilitate Team Skull hooligans. So here's one thing I don't understand. I've read that a lot of people didn't like Gen 7, Sun and Moon, because they thought that it was too hand-holdy. And I don't really get it. Because, like, again, maybe it's because I'm generally a really casual player. But, like, I just thought it was really fun and really cute. And I loved all the characters that I got to meet. And, like, I would die for Lily. And also, even if the game is really hand-holdy, I feel like the Pokemon fandom as a whole frequently forgets that it is a children's game. Like, just because droves of adults also play this game and technically I don't know if they can make careers out of it, but I do know that like higher level tournaments, like the number that at high level tournaments, the person who wins, there is prize money for them. But that also might just be like how there's prize money for winning a chess tournament, but you definitely cannot live off being a chess master. But yeah, TLDR, Pokemon's a children's game. So if the game is really hand-holdy or parts of it are really simplified, that's because it's a kid's game. And any version of Pokemon could be some kid's first game. Just because we had to grow up on, like, the bleeding edge of Pokemon, where some moves didn't even do what they said it was going to, and, like, what do these numbers even mean? Just doesn't mean that it always has to be like that. Alright. So if I make the last quesadilla really cheesy, or I make 2 quesadillas that are less cheesy, we'll see. I might just do one really cheesy one. It's almost a good thing that there's no one here to listen to me rant about Pokemon, because that means that the next time I'm doing a stream, I can yell about Pokemon again. I ordered my nephew. So I bought a stuffed dinosaur for my nephew for Christmas. And I've had it here. And I've been trying to find the right box to pack it in, or the right way to package it up so that I can mail it off to them. And I haven't been able to find one, because what I'm trying to do is basically pack everything. Like, I have presents for my niece and my nephew and my sister and her husband. I have all this stuff. I need to pack it all together to mail it off. Excuse me. So, since I can't find the right size thing to wrap this dinosaur up in, I decided that I'm just gonna keep this dinosaur for me, because I love dinosaurs and it's really soft and I love its texture. As mentioned, probably autistic. And instead, I looked on the Pokemon Center website to see if I could get like a good plush of like Eevee or Pikachu or something, so I could send it to my nephew and get him into Pokemon, because my nephew is also autistic. He's not into Pokemon yet because he has been obsessed with Skyrim, which is also a good choice. He's like 8. but I want him to get into Pokemon. That way we can be Pokemon nerds together. So I went on the Pokemon Center website to order him something, but all of the ones that I was interested in ordering for him, they were sold out of, and I was like, fuck, okay. So then I went onto the Build-A-Bear website, since Build-A-Bear has a bunch of good Pokemon right now, and I was able to order him a Pikachu that came with like a shirt and stuff. And so I'm hoping that he'll get this Pikachu and he'll love it. And then eventually I can be like, hey Flint, look, there's a game that has your Pikachu on the cover. Don't you want to play it? And then he'll be interested in playing Pokemon. And then someday he can be a miniature Pokemon master with me. That's my plan. That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, so I'm just gonna make this last quesadilla extra cheesy. And then once this is all done, I'll show you how much filling I have left. Extra filling is really good for making tacos. Yeah, you can make tacos out of it. You can make burritos out of it. You can do nachos. You can just throw it in a bowl and then put it in the microwave and have a nice, easy depression meal. It was really good. I could probably even freeze this and then maybe make like a taco, like, casserole out of. What I'm gonna do is put the leftovers in the fridge, and then the next time I go to the grocery store, I'll buy some tortilla chips. Or, you know, I do have all of these tortillas left, so I could also just make little burritos out of them. I did also buy an avocado to do something with for this, but that was when I thought I was gonna make burritos and not quesadillas. And it's a little bit harder to put avocado on a quesadilla unless you're mashing it up. So I guess I'll save that avocado for breakfast or something. Alright, let's fold this over. And let it sit like that for a minute. So this is how much filling I have left. I would say I used a good like 2/3 of what I made. But obviously there's a whole bunch left. If I had more cheese, I could continue making these until I was totally out, but I ran out of cheese. But as it is, I made 5 quesadillas with that one little block of cheese. It's pretty good. I'm excited to eat these. I'm real hungry. I'll probably have 2 of them, and then I can save the rest for later. I'll probably have a couple for lunch tomorrow, and then I'll have, you know, I'll do that thing where I live off leftovers for most of the week. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving, even though they can't go anywhere. And if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you just had a good week and a good weekend. Um, so on Sunday, which is tomorrow, I'll be doing my Dragon Age Sunday stream tomorrow evening. On Tuesdays, I usually do a baking class, but this week it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to still do my baking class stream, but rather than me showing you how to make something, I'm going to be talking about how to plan out your holiday baking, because I know that I do a shitload of baking for Christmas. Because everybody that I know knows that I like to cook, knows that I make good cookies, so I have to give cookies to basically everybody. I mean, not that I don't enjoy it, it just requires a lot of forethought. So I'm going to be talking about like how to plan out your baking, how to figure out like how to mail things, and like how to stagger your baking out so you're not doing everything at the same time. If you're making sugar cookies, how to make that a streamlined process, all that kind of thing. And then starting the following Tuesday, I will start actually doing holiday cookies. In fact, usually I do my holiday baking all in one day, and then if I have to decorate cookies, decorate them the next day. So when I do my holiday baking stream, I will be streaming for probably like 6 hours. Next Tuesday is going to be shorter and easier. Tuesday after that's going to be wild. So it's going to be excellent. We'll figure it out. This quesadilla is probably done. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer it to my plate. So these are quesadillas. Hello. So quesadillas are pretty much done. I'm excited to eat them. I'm gonna glob some sour cream onto this plate and pretty much just eat it with that. I don't usually use a lot of salsa, but you know, it's a quesadilla. Eat it however you want to. I'm not your boss. Yeah, this has been fun. Thanks to those of you who hung out for a while and chatted with me a little bit. Let me, I hope I get to talk to you later this week. Bye, guys.